Hello, beautiful souls, and welcome back to Light Beneath Layers, a journey of knowing thyself. Before we dive deeper into the sacred stories I share on this channel of fears, healings, and the light beneath generations, I want to gently introduce you to a few soulful words and concepts that will often show up. These are not just terms. They are part of my own transformation, shaped by culture, pain, and awakening. And I hope that by naming them, your heart will feel more connected and not confused. I was born into a Pakistani Muslim home where faith was deep but feelings were often buried. We were taught strength, dignity, resilience. But rarely were we taught to name the inner storms, the inherited fears, or the silent tears that lived inside our bodies, just like in many households in my culture today. And so I journeyed inward through support from my coach, through deep soul work, journaling, prayer, energy healing, and self-forgiveness. Along the way, I found language to explain what my heart had always felt, but my tongue was never allowed to say. This is that language. Let me tell you what these words means to me. First, brain pattern. These are like invisible trails in the forest of our mind. Habits we repeat, thoughts that echo, fears that rise up before we even speak. They were formed in childhood, sometimes in trauma, sometimes in culture. For years, I did not know why I reacted with fear when someone raised their voice, or why silence in a room made my body feel unsafe. That was not just personality, it was a brain pattern. And when I noticed it, gently questioned it, I slowly began to rewire it, not with force, but with compassion. Next, life regression and past lives or parallel realities. Now this one is delicate. I am a Muslim woman and I honor that we believe in one earthly life. But I have felt things in my bones, visions, dreams, sudden fears that seemed older than this body. I have walked into caves in Romania and trembled with fear. I could not explain. These memories feel real, but maybe they are ancestral echoes. Maybe energetic threads passed down through lineage. So when I say life regression, I mean returning inward, not as fantasy, but to meet emotions and images that rise from the soul's archive. Next, karma. Not punishment, not superstition. To me, karma is like the emotional DNA of your soul. The consequences of choices, thoughts, or silence that keep returning until you face them with light. It is the reason a fear repeats in every job, or why the same pain shows up in different faces. When we bring awareness to it and respond with love instead of reaction, karma begins to soften. Next, energy and soul energy. Everything is energy. Every emotion, every thought. I can walk into a room and feel heaviness without a word being spoken. That is energy. And soul energy, oh, that is the divine light we are born with. It is who we are before we were named, before shame, guilt, and fear. I believe healing is not about fixing yourself, but returning to that original soul energy. Next, higher self. This is not a mystical concept. It is the still and wise part of you that always knows, not the voice of fear, not the people pleasing, not the critic, but the voice that whispers, "Rest now. Trust this. You are enough." I found my higher self when I stopped listening to everyone else and finally listened within. Next, body-brain connection. Our body remembers everything the brain tries to forget. That tight jaw, that stiff back, the sudden tears at a random smell. Those are not weaknesses. They are unspoken stories. As I started listening to my body through deconstructing brain patterns, somatic healing, meditation, and breath work, I noticed how my body was trying to speak, even when I stayed silent. Our healing is not just mental, it is physical. It is stored in tissues, nerves, and breath. Next, crying. In my culture, crying is often met with urgency, a desire to stop the tears, to say, "Don't cry, be strong," as if sadness should be fixed quickly rather than felt fully. It is not that crying is shameful, it is just uncomfortable for many to witness. But I have learned that crying is sacred. It is the soul's detox. When I cry, I am not falling apart, I am coming home. So if I cry in my videos, know this, I'm not weak, I'm healing in real time. And I hope it gives you permission to do the same. Why these words matter to me? They are not labels, they are maps. Maps of a woman finding her way back to her light after years of silence, shame, and survival. Each term holds part of my story: the soul, the science, the emotion, the ancestral truth. They make the unseen visible. They bring the inner world to life. And so, before you listen to my stories, know that when I speak of past lives, I am pointing to deeper memory, not contradiction of faith. When I say energy, I am honoring what words cannot see. When I cry, I am cleansing generations of quiet grief. And when I share, I'm not just telling a story. I'm giving you the permission to feel yours. Welcome to this journey, my friend. You are not just watching a video. You are remembering your own light beneath the layers.